Do you think it's harder for a man to get the female attention that he does want, or is it harder for a woman to avoid the male attention she doesn't want?
Oh, this is a tough question. I think it's harder for a woman to avoid the negative attention than for a man to get the girl that he wants. It's hard, don't get me wrong, it's hard for men to get attractive women. It takes a lot of effort. It takes the effort of becoming a superior man. But I think it's practically impossible for a girl to avoid negative attention because she gets attention just by existing. So she gets negative attention just by existing. And I think it would be impossible for a girl to never in her entire life have a negative experience with a man. I think that would be impossible because she can't avoid existing. So there you go. Let's see what this girl has to say.
It's very easy for a woman to avoid the male attention she doesn't want. I think it's harder for the man.
Oh, it's not. It's no, I don't think so. I think if the girl is going to go and try to attract male's attention, she's going to by design attract negative attention and cannot avoid it. So to do the thing that she needs to do in order to achieve her sexual strategy, she has to get negative attention. She can't avoid it. So whereas a man has to work hard to get, the attention from attractive women, but he, it's easier than literally avoiding something that's kind of embedded in human nature. Let's see what this girl has to say.
It's definitely harder for a man to get the attention that he does want. It's easy for a man or woman to avoid men that they don't want.
No, the question was to avoid negative attention. Yes, if a girl wants, she could get no attention. But women don't want no attention. They want attention. And by wanting attention, they will, by design, attract attention they don't want in addition to attention they do want. So these girls are clueless. Hello and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. Again, guys, if you're new to the channel, liking my content, please hit the sub, hit all for notifications. If you're listening on the podcast, give me a 5-star review, give me a follow. If you would like me to comment on a video, compilation, blog post, Reddit post, whatever, send it to theheliosblog@gmail.com. Let's continue.
So in other words, is it harder for a man to get laid than it is for a woman to reject men?
Now that's a different question. It's much easier for women to reject men than for men to get laid. Much easier. But the question that he asked initially is different. Again, for a girl to avoid, to reject men is much easier than for a guy to get what he wants from women. But for her to avoid the attention entirely, to not have to do that rejection, that I think is impossible. Do you see the difference? Okay, please leave a comment if you agree or disagree.
It's not harder for a man to get laid. A man can get laid. I believe if a woman comes to any man and say they want to get laid, a man's going to agree and get laid.
Yeah, but it's... She says if a woman goes up to any man and says, do you want to get laid? He's going to get laid. That's right. But here's the thing. Most men are invisible to most women. So most men don't get laid. So this girl is apex fallacy. She only sees the top 10 or 20% of men, and she assumes that the experience of all men is equal to that. But it isn't. Only the top 20% of men have that experience. All the rest of men are invisible. So when she says it's easier for men to get laid, what she's talking about is it's easier for apex men to get laid. And that is true. It is easier for apex men to get laid. But in order to become an apex man is extremely hard. It takes a lot of time, attention, effort, commitment, and skill. It's not something that every man can do. All right, let's continue.
So if you woke up tomorrow and you were the opposite sex and you just wanted to get laid like most men do, how would you do it?
Hey, baby, how you doing?
This girl doesn't have any idea. She has no idea. It's very funny because women have no game usually, right? So they don't know how to actually get laid because they don't have to. They can get laid just by existing. So the concept of asking them to explain how you would do it is hilarious. All right, let's continue.
Why will a woman wear a fake wedding ring to repel men, while a man will wear a fake wedding ring to attract women?
Oh, this is great. So, a man doesn't want a girl who's community property. He doesn't want a girl who another man has. A man doesn't want that. You know, unless, you know, as at least for a relationship, you know, for having like a child with her, maybe some guys will sleep with a girl and have a kid with her while she's married so that he can have his genes taken care of for free. But that's not what this is referring to here. Whereas a man wears a wedding ring and attracts women, the reason why it works is because women want men that other women want. So wearing a wedding ring is a form of preselection. It's a form of, look at me, I have a girl already, right? And so it's actually a very, very powerful tactic. It's just disingenuous, right? All right. And again, in my opinion, I don't think you have to lie to women to get laid. I think you just have to work on being an apex man, and then it's fine, right? The only problem is that being an apex man is very difficult. So there you go. Again, leave a comment if you agree or disagree.
That's a good question, but I know at the end of the day, every person wants a person that's wanted, and that's also taken. So you want what you can't have.
I also carry a baby around with me.
I like ring pops.
Ooh.
Okay. But related to this ring question is the some men will buy a dog because women find men with dogs more attractive because it shows that you can take care of something, especially if you're highly attractive as a man. The only problem is dogs kind of remove your ability to be spontaneous, so I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think you should get a dog just to be attractive to women. I think that's like as a man, you should have maximum freedom, in my opinion. So getting a dog lowers your freedom, so I don't think you should do it. Anyway, or a cat. Let's see what this girl has to say here.
Oh, that's interesting as hell. I gotta admit, I'm kind of stuck on that question, but I never knew women I have known men to wear a wedding ring to attract women, but I never knew women to like fake that they were married.
Oh, right. And I guess the reason why she's never seen women wear rings to repel men is because women want the attention. And especially in 2022, they might take their ring off in order to get more attention, right? So, yeah, women will actively, not do that because they want maximum attention. Again, attention is the coin of the realm for women, so it makes total sense why they would not wear a ring. Anyway, let's continue. Also, I kind of love her overly what's it called? Enthusiastic way of speaking. Though it doesn't make me more attracted to her. I just find her entertaining to watch. All right, let's continue.
Like,
Why are women quick to reject a man that lives with his mother, but quick to accept a man that lives with his wife?
Yeah, this one is a very, very good question. So, I've already answered it actually on previous commentary of It's Complicated. So, if a guy lives with his mom, it implies low status, low achievement, low ability. It implies that he's not a competitive man. And a man who's not competitive is not attractive, right? So that's why women reject a man who lives with his mom, unless he's a Chad, unless he's very attractive. Whereas a girl will want a guy who lives with his wife because, again, what does it show? It shows he's so successful that he's able to get married. He already has a girl. He must have money as well because it takes a lot of money to have a house and a wife and etc. And so she's going to want to be with a guy like that. And so it's the idea of Preselection. A girl wants a guy that every other girl wants, right? So that's the principle of an alpha male, right? An alpha male is a man that all men want to be and all women want to be with. Okay, let's continue.
Ooh, you cutting up on this thing. Stop playing. That's a
the people behind, you see, they're enjoying how this girl's talking to.
good ass question. You know, I'm with you when you right. And I believe it's all about you got me stuck on these questions. That's a good ass question though.
Just her reaction is great. Like, it's very entertaining to watch. Though what she's saying is useless, right? Like, she knows she's clueless, right? But again, she has very bubbly, nice energy, to be honest. Like, she is quite feminine, to be honest. Like, she's not aggressive or belligerent. She seems actually very happy and nice. So, like, shout outs to her. The only issue I have is that she's overweight, right? But imagine a girl that acts like that, who is, you know, beautiful. And then, like, and that's the thing, right? Like, the thing is that women that have been overweight or unattractive their whole lives, they're forced to develop a personality. It's just like men, right? Men are born without value. Well, if women destroy their own value by their bad decisions, they also are forced to grow a personality. And so usually those women are more enjoyable to talk to and to be around than you know, like, attractive women. The only issue is we're not physically attracted to them. And that's a problem, right? Because even if you have a nice personality as a girl, it doesn't matter. We're not attracted to you if you look like Lizzo. So, like, and I even made this commentary when there was Lizzo on a previous commentary video I made before. Like, I believe Lizzo is an incredible singer and she's very talented, and it makes her a world-class, you know, it makes her a celebrity, right? But it still doesn't make her attractive, because that's not what men are attracted to. So women need to do what men want in order for men to be attracted to them. But notice how I was enjoying her attitude, her bubbly disposition. That is something that men are attracted to. The only thing is she's overweight, so she needs to lose that weight, and then she'll be, you know, she'll be attractive to somebody for sure. All right, let's continue here. Please leave a comment if you agree or disagree with what I have to say.
Because women nowadays are competing all for the same men. And what that means is that all women want the same men. They are the ones that create these rules.
That's right. That's called hypergamy. So women, so hypergamy and preselection, right? So women see the top 20 to top 10% of men as actually there, you know, as average, and everybody else is below average to invisible, and they compete for those men. And women want a man that other women want. And you can do this experiment too, okay? Go out in public and just hug your girl. And just look around. And you'll see that other girls are looking at you better, right? Because they're like, oh, he got a girl like that? He must have something going on. You see what I'm saying? That sort of thing. Okay, let's continue.
Because bitches are hoes.
Oh, and men like to cheat.
Yeah, that's true. Men do like to cheat. Men that can do, like 99.95% of the time. Like, again, this is the experiment, okay? If you don't believe me, give the average man $5 million, a Porsche, and you know, an unlimited credit line, and watch what he does. Watch how many women he sleeps with. He's not going to choose just one. But most men, they can't do it, so they don't do it. But notice these girls here, they say men like to cheat. What is the implication? The implication is that they have only ever been or seen men that cheat. Do you see what I'm saying? And the reason is because women only want men that could cheat. And so, let me give you one step further. Let's say you have a friend, okay? And let's say he has a girlfriend that's treating him poorly, right? All you have to do is, in conversation casually, just say how attractive the boyfriend would be to other girls, right? Or how easy it would be for him to cheat if he wanted, right? And watch the girl's behavior towards him improve. Because you've effectively wingmanned your friend, or you've raised his status in his own girl's eyes, right? The more you build up the guy in that respect, the better he'll look. So if you see that your man, sorry, not your man, your friend is being treated like crap by his wife, who, he can't get out of that arrangement because it's terrible for him. So you need to sort of try to help the arrangement. That's how you do it. You do it by implying that he could cheat if you wanted, or other girls are interested, or, you could say something like, did you see the way that girl was looking at, and you can say it to the wife, did you see the way that girl was looking at your husband? I think she thought he was handsome, something like that. Well, you could change the wording. And you'll see, she might get mad in the moment, but in the long term, her behavior towards the husband will improve because she finds him more attractive through preselection. Because women want to be with men that other women want. All right. And this girl said that women are garden tools, right? Like, not all women, but again, many women in the modern world, they're choosing to share Chad instead of committing, right? Instead of so because they're sharing Chad, they are not getting into relationships and becoming miserable over time. And this girl is just making reference to that. And in fact, usually women that are overweight and a little bit lady of the night or garden tool that's what they're doing. They're girl number 16 on Chad's roster, that he sees when he's having a dry spell. But she's not actually the girl that Chad wants, which is why he hasn't committed to her. All right, let's continue here.
Why are there women quick to reject a man that lives with his mother, but quick to accept a man that lives with his wife?
Oh. That
Okay, we've already answered this. Let's see what they have to say.
is such a good question. I have no idea because I could never, sis. Shame.
She says she could never, but okay, this I can analyze. So the reason why she says this is because when girls are talking to the camera or to a group, they're not answering the truth. They're answering what makes them look best to the camera or to the group, because women are afraid of being socially ostracized, right? And so she's going to give a politician answer. And her politician answer is, I could never be with a married man. I could never cheat on my man. I could never be a bad girl, right? But you look at their past behavior, you look at their past actions, and you see that clearly they're lying, right? Okay, let's continue.
Shame on you.
If you a mama boy, it means that you still have not grown into yourself, or for one reason or the other, you're not ready to take care of the responsibilities in your life that you should be taking care of. Like if you went out and got an apartment and then had to move back to mama's house, at least you tried, But if you use a mama boy where like you can't grow out of being a kid, you're gonna lose your friends too, not just girls.
That's true, actually. That's definitely true. So he's talking about the guys that live in their in their mom's basement or whatever at the age of 35 plus, or stuff like that. That have never moved out to the house. You never took a risk. And of course you'll lose your friends because men live in reality. So because men live in reality, they are held accountable for the decisions. And if a man makes a poor decision, like never moving out of his mom's house, never having any individuality, never striking out on his own, as it were, then he shows that he's incapable. And by showing that he's incapable, he repels people in his life, not just women, but men of value as well. Okay, please leave a comment if you agree or disagree. Let's continue.
Whereas a dude with his wife, he probably has a nice job, a nice car, probably has some money. He's taking care of that lady, isn't he?
Indeed, that's exactly what I said. The marriage implies preselection and wealth, which are things that women find attractive. Okay, let's continue.
Is it true because women would rather be the emperor's mistress than the peasant's wife?
Absolutely true, and I've actually said this in a previous commentary video. in a previous commentary video, I said that 2022 dating can be summed up as women are choosing to be the emperor's mistress as opposed to the peasant's wife. That's exactly what women are doing en masse. As a group, they're doing this. Okay, 1 second. It's very loud. Let me just close the window here. Sorry about that. Okay, let's continue. So as I said, dating can be summed up that way. Let's continue.
Women nowadays do not understand how to be the peasant's wife. That is, they'd rather be a single wife. They'd rather be a single mom.
What does the
Indeed. Rather than being the peasant's wife, they'd rather just have the emperor's kid. Exactly. And then, yeah, and then be bankrolled by the government and by child support payments from the loser, right? Which is why I recommend, like, don't let that be you.
expression "man up" mean?
I mean, stand on your own 2 feet. Do what you got to do and don't say nothing about it. Just do what you got to do.
What about woman up?
Yeah, woman up doesn't exist. Anyway, let's do our Reddit post here. I've just discovered my girlfriend of 5 years drunkenly texted and exchanged nudes with a guy, and she's considered cheating further. This was all set up and encouraged by her friend. Guys, how many red flags can I stick into one title? Like, like, it's ridiculous. But anyway, before we even get into the article, birds of a feather flock together, right? So if your girl has a bunch of garden tools for friends, guess what? Your girl's probably a garden tool as well. Anyway, like the title says, I know my girlfriend's definitely the one at fault here, and I'm also furious at her friend. We were in bed last night and she was asleep. Her phone dinged, and again a few minutes later, and I just wanted to see if it was something important, but it was from a guy's name I didn't recognize, asking if she was coming on Friday because they need to book a table. I never snooped because she's never given me a reason not to trust her, but I looked and it destroyed me. Right, so again, if your girl has garden tool friends, it's over, right? There is no relationship. She's just a friends of benefits. Or, you know, you just end the relationship. It's done. Basically, after reading the messages from him and her friend, this guy is not from here, but he went to college here for a year. And while he was here, he was friends with benefits of sorts with my girlfriend's friend, and now they're just friends. He's back on holiday, and now that the friend is in a relationship, she won't cheat, but is quite happy to encourage my girlfriend to cheat on me. Wow. What a trash girl, too. My girlfriend was out for drinks on Saturday, and this guy was out with them. After the night out, her friend started messaging my girlfriend saying this guy liked her and she could give him a number. My girlfriend was reluctant at first, but the friend kept pushing and eventually asked if she could send her an old pic she had of him to convince her. Again, my girlfriend was reluctant, but eventually agreed to the pic, but instead of the friend sending it, she gave the guy my girlfriend's number anyway, and he messaged her. She sent a couple of angry messages to the friend, but chatted to the guy anyway, and once he brought up the pic, she agreed, and he sent it, which led to the messages and a partial nude. So the friend is actively trying to sabotage her friend's relationship that she's jealous of. You see? And this is why you don't allow your girl to have garden tool friends. Because this is what's going to happen. She's going to be a garden tool. They finished by him asking if she could meet him on Friday, but she was non-committal, but also didn't say no outright. There was messages from a friend the next day saying she should meet him, and she wouldn't commit to it in those messages either. I didn't wake her up and confront her because I was hurt and angry. I haven't had a wink of sleep, and I didn't know the best way to proceed. I didn't get a chance to see if she responded this morning, and now she's at work. I know alcohol is never an excuse, but if she says no to meeting him and the drunk stuff is the extent of it, I might be able to forgive her. Don't forgive her, guys. Oh God, no, please. I need advice on how to confront her. Should I just say it when she gets home, or should I try to see what she responded to him? If I confront her straight away, she could always just delete the messages and say she wasn't going to meet him. So guys, the correct response to your girl doing this is just to ghost. There is no need. There is no need at all to continue the relationship. The only issue is that they live together, I think. So you're going to have to break off the relationship. And this is why I say don't cohabitate, right? Because if you're cohabitating, it causes all kinds of problems. Whereas you could just, like, your girl cheats on you once, done. Easy, block, delete her number, and no problem, right? Okay, top comment with 1.1k upvotes. Doesn't matter if she agrees to meet her or not, the nudes and texting are already cheating on you. Kick her out and send her to a friend to live since she helped cause the problem. If you do ever try to continue, her friend needs to be completely no contact with her forever. Her friend is your enemy from now on. For now, when she comes home, have all of her things packed. Right, so her friend is trash for trying to destroy the relationship, and it's just totally egregious. 187 upvotes. It's never about the friend. It's the fact that they listened to the friend. No, it is the friend. Because friends have influence on your girl, so they need to be good. 61 upvotes. Yeah, the friend sucks to be sure, but the friend doesn't owe faith to the original poster. The girlfriend does. She violated that duty when she exchanged pics, and she continues to violate it by even considering to go on a date with another guy. I agree entirely. Again, guys, I think we're going to end the video there. If you're new to the channel, liking the videos, please hit the sub, hit all for notifications. If you're watching on the podcast, give me a 5-star review, give me a follow. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to listen to me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please remember to do all of the following. Like the video for the algorithm. Comment on the video. I respond to all comments and I'll give you a heart. Subscribe and hit the bell so you can see my content on your feed. Check out all of my content on other platforms. It spreads the reach of the channel. YouTube, bit.ly/heliosyoutube. Rumble, bit.ly/heliosrumble. My blog is realheliosblog.com. My podcast, bit.ly/heliospodcast. My Patreon, patreon.com/theheliosblog. You can also support the show at bit.ly/heliosdonations and buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Thank you so much for all of your support.